The Women's National Basketball Association is at a defining moment in its evolution as both a premier professional sports league and a cultural force for social change. With athletes like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, we're kind of commanding a national attention. Like the league has a unique opportunity to expand the visibility, strengthen brand partnerships, and also inspire the next generation of female athletes. This public relations final project will not only focus on the elite athletes such as Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and other women athletes, but it'll also talk about the embody empowerment, gender equality, and community leadership. By integrating some feminist values, the WNBA can work on brand collaborations and media narratives that then the league can deepen its impact for both on and off the court. What you can expect in this presentation is some outlined strategies of engaging key stakeholders, both internal and external, through targeted communication, storytelling initiative, and also the purpose-driven partnerships. With this, we can also talk about how to strengthen the fan loyalty and create brand campaigns that resonate with young girls while also reshaping the public perceptions of women's professional sports. Additionally, the plan will explore how localized community engagement and national level media efforts can work in tandem to elevate the league's cultural standing. Ultimately, the goal of this presentation is to solidify the Women's National Basketball Association's role not only as a leader in women's athletics, but also as a driving force to broaden societal change. So the organization and challenge overview is that the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association, is currently positioned at a pivotal moment in its organizational and cultural development, presenting a significant public relations opportunity to strengthen its influence and expand its reach. With rising viewership, sold-out arenas, and star athletes such as Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese gaining national attention, the league has an unprecedented platform to connect elite athletic performance with broader social messages centered on empowerment, gender equality, and ambition. This opportunity involves launching a national campaign that positions the WNBA players not only as athletes, but as role models and cultural leaders who inspire young girls to pursue their dreams without limitation. However, these stories are often underrepresented or framed through outdated gender norms. A strategic, purpose-driven campaign that amplifies player narratives and forges partnerships with brands committed to gender equity would not only expand the WNBA's audience, but also inspire young girls to see themselves as future athletes, leaders, and change makers. Side note, on a personal level, living in Indianapolis and being exposed to the Indiana Fever community and Caitlin Clark, and also being in close proximity to Chicago with Angel Reese with the Chicago Sky, like I've been exposed to the influence that a local and regional level can have with the markets, both energizing the high-profile players, generating increased community engagement, the visible surge in fan enthusiasm, and also like I see all the young girls that are at games and excited, and I just want to see the potential to inspire the next generation. So I'm hoping that this project and this presentation leads to that understanding. For situation analysis, the WNBA is experiencing huge, massive growth and visibility, fan engagement, and also the cultural influence with record-breaking viewership, sold-out arenas, and high-profile athletes, again with my example of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, that there's headlines, and the league has captured the attention of both the sports enthusiasts and also the mainstream audience. However, despite the surge in popularity, the WNBA is still facing significant challenges, such as like lack of media coverage in comparison to the NBA. There's an value in sponsorship deals and also like public narrative about players and the sport itself. So at the same time, the league holds like untapped potential though for position itself as a leader of women's empowerment, cultural change, and also athletic excellence. The core problem and opportunity can be summarized as follows. the WNBA has an opportunity to position its athletes as powerful role models who embody empowerment, gender equity, and leadership. Yet, player stories and their cultural impact remain under-leveraged in media coverage and brand partnerships. Without a unified, purpose-driven communication strategy that elevates the players' voices and connects them directly with young audiences, the league risks missing a critical moment to expand its influence, inspire the next generation of female athletes, and redefine the public perception of women's professional sports. The overarching goal of this strategic public relations plan is to position the WNBA players as highly visible, culturally influential role models who inspire young girls, promote gender equity, and strengthen the league's brand identity through authentic storytelling and purpose-driven partnerships. This goal directly responds to the problem statement by reversing the current underutilization of player narratives in media and brand collaborations, ensuring the WNBA maximizes the unique position in the intersection of sports and social change. To achieve this goal, there's been several SMART objectives that have been established. The first objective is to increase the visibility of WNBA player stories across national and regional media by 25% within the next 12 months, as measured through media monitoring services and press coverage analytics. A second objective is to secure at least 5 new brand partnerships over the next 18 months with companies that align with the WNBA's feminist values and commitment to women's empowerment as documented in the sponsorship agreements and partnership deliverables. And then a third objective is to launch a league-wide Role Models in Action campaign within 6 months, aimed at reaching at least 100,000 young girls through a combination of in-person events, youth clinics, and digital engagement with participation measured through event attendance, program registration, and online engagement metrics. In order for these strategies to accomplish these 3 objectives, they will be centered on unifying the league's messaging and amplifying player-driven narratives through multiple communication channels. First, the WNBA will implement a coordinated media relations strategy that includes exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and feature storytelling that showcases players' athletic achievements, personal journeys, and community leadership. Second, the league will prioritize strategic brand partnerships with organizations whose mission aligns with feminism, diversity, and inclusion, ensuring that sponsorship activations authentically reflect the WNBA's values. And third, a comprehensive youth engagement initiative will be developed, combining grassroots outreach in local markets with national digital campaigns that encourage young girls to connect with the WNBA players as mentors and role models. By integrating these strategies, the league can build a consistent and compelling brand narrative that fosters long-term fan loyalty, attracts mission-driven corporate partners, and solidifies its position as both a premier sports league and cultural leader in women's empowerment. As a tactic of how we can address the PR challenge of elevating the WNBA players as role models, some examples of the feminism values that we want to embed into brand partnerships. The plan outlines tactics such as coordinating a media relations approach to increase the player invisibility by organizing quarterly WNBA spotlight media days in each market, and this will offer exclusive interviews featuring content of each player. The player-led will have player-led panel discussions to highlight both on-court performances and also off-court leadership. And then these events will be complemented by a content series distributed through league-owned social media. In support of the strategy to prioritize brand partnerships aligned with feminism and women's empowerment, the objective 2, the WNBA will develop a values alignment playbook to present to prospective sponsors outlining case studies and of the successful purpose-driven activations. The league will also host a biannual Brand and Impact Summit, which will bring together corporate partners, players, and social justice leaders to ideate the collaborative campaigns that align with the commercial goals with the league's mission, and then these tactics will also secure at least 5 new brand partnerships with brands that authentically reflect the WNBA's identity. To achieve this strategy of launching a comprehensive youth engagement initiative, the Objective 3, the league will introduce the Role Models in Action Tour, a traveling series of youth basketball clinics with mentorship workshops led by the WNBA players in partnership with local schools, grassroots sports programs, community centers, etc. Each tour stop will include a storytelling segment where players share their personal journeys, their challenges, and advice for young girls, reinforcing their role model status. By executing these tactics, the WNBA will create consistent, meaningful relationships with key stakeholders, including the fans, the media, the sponsors, youth audiences, while also directly advancing the plan's measurable objectives. One of the key messages that I want to highlight in this presentation is that the WNBA players are leaders, role models, and change makers who inspire the next generation of girls to pursue their dreams without limitations. I like this key message because this aligns with the league's values of empowerment, representation, and equality. And it can also be directly incorporated into the WNBA spotlight of media days and the Role Models in Action tours by centering players' storytelling segments on personal journeys and the challenges that they have overcome. Another key message that I would like to showcase is that the partnerships with the WNBA is an opportunity to join a movement that combines elite sports performance with purpose-driven impact. And this message connects directly to the strategy of securing value-aligned sponsorships and underscores the unique space the WNBA occupies in sports and social advocacy landscape. For brand pitches in the value alignment book, this message can be tailored to emphasize the measurable ROI alongside cultural impact. To input all of these objectives and the tactics, the overall ideal timeline is 18 months. For the first 3 months, that will be the focus of just preparing everything, creating all of the storytelling, the timelines, the preparations for the foundational materials to include like developing the values alignment book for prospective brand partnerships, preparing like what the graphics might look like for the social media campaigns, etc. Months 4 through 6 will fully be launching this plan, the first media day in each target market and the rollout of the initial digital storytelling content to highlight player information and begin the storytelling process. Months 7 through 12 is that the plan will expand the outreach and engagement activities. Additional media days will pop up, new athletes will be presented on social media, and we will just participate in the metrics and audience feedback. This will also be where there's a lot more brand participation and negotiation with brands. Months 13 through 18 will be consolidating all of the reach, looking at the analytics, regular reporting and reviewing the checkpoints, and just reassuring that all of the goals still align with the overall value of the plan and also of the league. In conclusion, the Women's National Basketball Association, also known as the WNBA, faces the challenge of under-leveraging player narratives and inconsistent brand visibility, which limits the league's ability to position its athletes as culturally influential role models and to fully capitalize on its growing potential. This goal of the Strategic Public Relations Plan is to elevate WNBA players as highly visible, empowering figures who inspire young girls and to promote gender equity and strengthen the league's brand identity through authentic storytelling and purpose-driven partnerships.